Let's begin. The chapter title is Algebraic Expressions and Algebraic Formula. Basically, from the beginning of this chapter, we should first, we will have to learn some terms. Without that, you will not be able to understand these expressions further. The first one is called algebraic expressions. You must have learned before. You will read with me on the screen. I will read it and then I will explain it. These are already available in your textbook. This is the very first page of chapter number 4, on which the very first definition is about algebraic expression. So I want to tell you that algebraic expression, when operations of addition and subtraction are applied to algebraic terms, we obtain algebraic expression. For example, 5x square minus 3x plus 8. These are the examples in fact. If I go for even for further simplification, just one by one, first let me tell you that if we have, for example, 4x plus 3y, it is the simple expression in which 4 is called constant, 3 is called constant, and x and y are called variables. So when variables, constants, they are connected with some operator. Operators are like plus, minus, division, multiplication. Normally these are the 4 operators which are being used for the calculations. You can have other operators, like you can see that this x under root is also an operator, under root x is also an operator. So in very simple words, when you connect variables and constants together and they are connected with some operators, you get algebraic expressions. Now, from the very beginning, we have to study the types of algebraic expressions. The very first one or the next one is which is called polynomial. Before going into the details of polynomial, I would recommend that you should first understand few examples. I will type here first. I would like to type here, then I will explain this expression. Actually, this is a little bit complex expression. So before going into the understanding or the meaning of this line, that is what a polynomial, I will first quote some examples just to give you some idea that how would you identify that what is a polynomial. So for your convenience, I would like to write few terms like, let's suppose 5x is to power 3 plus 2x raised to power 2 then plus 4x plus 10. I have written an expression. What I want to tell you that we have to note the powers of x. The first term contains 5x is to power 3, second term contains x is to power 2, third term contains x is to power 1, and the fourth term do not contain any power. In fact, this is an algebraic expression. By definition, you can see that above I have just explained you what is an algebraic expression, in which the constants, the variables, they are connected together with operators of addition and subtraction. If you want to take it as, make it a negative. So please understand it carefully that we are talking about the polynomials. The word poly stands for many and the nomial stands for terms. So polynomial stands for an expression which will contain lot of terms. But it has a specific property that when the variables will be used in it, in all these type of things, and the variables will be used, we will see that when the variables will be used, we will see that all the variables have a power that will be a positive integer. Now, you should remember that what are the integers. Integers are such numbers which are normally written as z, and they are presented like numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These will be uh, called integers. But in these all these integers, these are called positive integers. These are called positive integers. Uh, and in the similar way, we also have some integers which are negative. If I will just place -1, -2, -3, -4, all these will become negative integers. Now the point is that these are the positive integers. So you should recognize what are the integers. Integers are the whole numbers. Fine. In simple words, whenever you speak a positive number, that is an integer like 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 50, all are the integers. Now the integers are either positive or negative, and I am telling you that it would not contain any decimal part. It will not contain any. It will not contain any fractional part. It will contain obviously such numbers which are actually whole numbers, which are not in decimal form, which are not in fraction form. So this is the difference that you have to keep it in your mind. That integers are such numbers which are the whole numbers that do not contain any fraction or any decimal part. Now integers can be of both types, either this is positive or this is negative. And after this term, I will include one more thing. You can see that I have not included 0 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4 and up to positive infinity, all such numbers are the positive integers. If we just include one more number in it, like if I just include 0 in it, and this will become 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is again a set of integers, but these will not be called positive integers now. This will be called non-negative. This will be called non-negative integers. Non-negative integers. So you will speak it up like these are the non-negative integers. Now, what is the relationship? Why I'm explaining it too much? This word integers and non-negative integers. So when we are talking about, it is an algebraic expression. I just explained you that variables and constants are connected together with positive or negative signs. So this will become an algebraic expression. So such an algebraic expression. Now I'm going to define you with this example. Actually, this is an example I have written just to give you some idea. This is an example. So I have taken this example just to explain you. And one more thing, that normally we write p of x as in this form. This expression, normally polynomials are written like p of x form. This is for p of x of the polynomial. Actually, this is an algebraic expression. It is an algebraic expression, but this algebraic expression is explained in this way, that in which the variables and constants are connected together with operators of addition and subtraction, but all of these variables will contain the power or the exponent as non-negative integers. Like x is to power 3 is positive, 2 x is to power 2 is positive, x is to power 1 is a positive, 10, and then as x is not available here, so what we would like to do, that we will make the power 0, like 10x raised to power 0. So this is what the point I want to tell you, that the only number 10, which was actually only a number, it was actually -10. I have placed x is to power 0 because in mathematics, or you must have learned in the previous chapter, that whenever we were talking about Wait for a second. Wait for a second. Okay, so the point was I was discussing with you that we were right here. The polynomial expression will be such an algebraic expression which will contain uh, variables, and powers will be non-negative integers. Means it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It will never ever be power of x will be negative. Means I know I'm going to quote you some few examples that which will be uh, which type of things will not be the polynomials. So first I will quote those examples that which are not polynomials, and then I would explain you that we will go to the terms or to for the identification or for the definition of nth term of polynomial. So I am using some written content on the page as well. Then I will share it with you. I want to quote some examples on the page, and then I will share with you in a moment. Yes. I'm sharing with you with another camera. So I hope you can see it now. Uh, okay, I'm writing the examples which are not polynomials. So I'm starting with the terms which are not polynomials, so that you can distinguish later on that which are the polynomials. So like if I would write x is to power minus 3 plus x is to power 2 plus x plus 1. It is a first example. In this you will notice that actually this x is to power, because of this x is to power minus 3, uh, this term will not be the polynomial. Though other terms have positive integers as exponent, like x1 into x is to power 0, but just because of this part, x is to power minus 3, this will not be the polynomial. Similarly, if I quote another example like x is to power 4 plus 1 over x is to power 4. So though by definition this x is to power 4 is positive, this 1 over x is to power 4 also contain power plus 4. But when we will shift this term from denominator to numerator, it will become negative, right? So because of this negative part, this expression will not be a polynomial. So keep it in your mind that I am discussing the terms which are not polynomials. So that's why uh, these type of expressions will not be the polynomial. Reason is that because the power has become negative. My task is that power should be non-negative integer. Non-negative integer means that the power can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, but not in fractions, not negative numbers. Those cannot be in this form. Like one more thing I want to add, like a few examples, like if we have y3 plus 1 over y, and there's a radical sign over it. And again, because of this fact, we will see that y raised to power 3 will be no problem for us. But when we will shift this y raised to power, either you shift or you don't shift, it will become in the form of fraction. Either plus 1 by 2, even if it is a denominator, and if it is a numerator, it is minus 1 by 2. So because of that one, just because of this reason, you will see that it will not be a polynomial because the power has become a negative fraction or negative half. And just because of these two things, these I have quoted few examples which are not the polynomials. Now, for your convenience, I want to add a few examples. We will take up from the even from the exercise, right? In a minute or two. That I have just quoted these three examples which are not polynomials. I am telling you the reason that why these are not the polynomials. There is also possibility that you would have more than one variables like x, y, uh, y, z, these type of terms. But we will see that either of these terms will be actually, or it must be, uh, if we have x, y, y, z, x, z, or you can even write x, y, z, three variables. All these variables should have powers as positive integers. Fine. They must have power positive integers, otherwise they will not be the polynomial. So these shapes can be there in your exercise, and you will have to distinguish that which are the terms which will be polynomial and which will not be the polynomial. Now I come back to the topic, and I will explain you. We will go back to the original topic. So here we were, and now we are going to understand the definition of nth power, or how to distinguish or define the nth degree polynomial. So which is actually right here. Okay, I would like to take a short pause for a moment and want to ask the students that is there any difficulty in understanding? I have not yet explained this expression P of x yet. Now it is very easy and very symmetrical to write. But first I would ask you that have you understood, anyone who want to ask from these two words only? Algebraic expressions, as I explained you earlier, and then I explained you about the polynomial, because many students have joined me in the classroom lately. So just I have repeated it more than one time. But if you want to ask anything, then I will move to the actual definition of nth degree polynomial. You can unmute your mic and you can ask the question short. I will wait for a few seconds, 1 or 2 seconds. If there are no problems, I will move on. Yes, anybody? Okay. I am going to explain you the actual term, which was a polynomial, and you will see that this definition itself contains few other parts. You will read with me that a polynomial in the variable x is an algebraic expression of the form. We are generalizing it. I have quoted the example first right here. This is the example which I explained you first. And now I am going to tell you that which is the nth, what is meant by the nth degree, or the by definition, how do we write the polynomial. So P of x is equals to x is to power n. You will see that what is written here, I will explain that what is the power of x. X is to power n minus 1, x is to power n minus 2. N's are actually, we will see that what are the n's. I will rewrite it for you just below somewhere. First, you will read with me that instead of reading first A's, it contains a subscript which is written in the foot of the A. This is n. So for the time being, if you ignore A's, all A's, an minus 1, an minus 2, a1, a naught, or a naught or a0, you will ignore for a moment, you will see the powers of x. So power of x is to power n is actually written as x is to power n, x is to power, if you have to reduce one in each step. First it was taken as x is to power n, then in the next step you will write n minus 1, you will reduce one power. Then in the next step you will reduce another one power, so it will become n minus 2 and so on. If you will keep on reducing, a point will become when you can say that it will become x is to power 1 and then x is to power 0, which is not visible with a naught or a zeros. Actually, in all of these terms, n is defined important. What is n? So if I read about n is the same thing which I told you earlier, that it must be a non-negative integer. So how do the book is defining that n, what is n? Highest power of x is a non-negative integer. I have already explained you about what is meant by non-negative integers, that the integers of the form 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, starting from 0 to onward, any power can be used. This will become, make it a polynomial. and this is also called the degree of the polynomial. For example, in the above example, if 5x3, x3 is the highest power, so I can say that I have written the example of degree 3 polynomial because it is the highest power. And each coefficient a(n) is a real number. A(n), a stands for constants. Now, what are the constants? I'm telling you that the constants which are being multiplied with the variables. Coefficients are such constants which are being multiplied. Like in the above example, 5 is the coefficient of x3. So 5 is actually a constant, but 5 is also called the coefficient of x3. 2 is called the coefficient of x square, 4 is called the coefficient of x, and minus 10 is called coefficient of x is to power 0. So these constants, 10, minus 10, 4, 2, 5, all are actually, all these numbers, these are called the constants. So the constants are, all the coefficients or the constants, we rename them as the coefficients. Now what about the coefficients? These an minus 1, these all a's are, when we will write, like you can see that I have written 5, 2, 4, minus 10. All these are 4 constants which are different ones, 5, 4, 4, or 5, 2, 4, minus 10. These are the different constants. These are also called the coefficients. We are not concerned with these numbers. These numbers can be any real number. Any real numbers, you should, when I talk about the real number, you should keep it in your mind that real number can be rational, can be irrational. So this is relevant to chapter number 2, that what are the rationals and what are the irrational, because when you join them together, you get the real number. So my point is that we are concerned for the polynomial with the power of x. That must be non-negative integer. We are not concerned what is being multiplied with these variables. So I hope that you will understand that what is going on. So point is that if I quote or if I type somewhere another example, just for your convenience so that you can distinguish what I want to tell you, that if I have another polynomial, for example, q of x, if I type another example, if I type like q of x, and I type it like this one, 0.524 x raised to power 3 plus 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2 x raised to power 2 and plus, for example, or minus under root 2 by, for example, 1 or 3 divided by 4 x raised to power, let's suppose 1, as it is. So what is noticed? Can I identify it? Because I just explained you that power of x should be non-negative integer. I have defined the non-negative integers above. Now you can see that I have introduced a decimal or the fractional parts even in this term. But the point is that I am talking about the constants which are being multiplied. I'm not talking about the powers of exponent. So if you notice that this is very much an algebraic expression, because all the powers which are being used in this example, which I have written it just in sky blue color, you can see that in all these examples, the power of x is non-negative integer. These numbers 1 by 2, 0.524, these are in decimal, these are in fractions, these are in negative fractions, but all these are the constants. So we are talking about these a's in the below lines, that the coefficient an of the highest power of x is called leading coefficient. I will explain you just in a moment. But the point is that all a's is, this is the point which I want to highlight, this one. This is actually written as, it must be the real number. An stands for any real number, that any number which is actually, which I am highlighting, these are, I am explaining the word an. An stands for the constants, for the coefficients. They can be any real number. And the real numbers are, which are the real numbers, if you remember in chapter number 2, they can be either in terminating decimals, they can be in fraction form, and they can be in either form. So that's why all these terms which are being multiplied with the variables, and the variable x contains a positive integer, x is to power 3, x is to power 2, and x is to power 1. So that's why this q of x is a polynomial. It is a polynomial. Fine. So I want to tell you that do not mix up the constants and the powers of the variable. The constants are being multiplied with the variables. As you can see that 1 by 2, 0.5 to 4. They can be negative, they can be positive, they can be in decimal form, they can be with radical signs, square root signs and anything. But what cannot be there, that is power of x should be non-negative integer, as I just explained to you about. So an is a real number. This is about the definition. So because this we are talking about the generalization of the polynomial, so all a's, a and in a subscript, just to write it in a symmetrical way, the writer has written it a and x is to power n. N stands for positive integers, and these a and a we write it in the subscript, and you read it as a, and in the subscript or at the foot of the a we write a letter, a small letter, that is a n. So just to keep the symmetry, they have written it whatever is the power of x, that is being taken as subscript of a. So, but in fact, all these a's, a and n minus 1, n minus 2, whatever it can be, all these a's are the actually real numbers. And I explained you very well what are the real numbers. Yes, these type of numbers, all these numbers can also be called as real numbers. Now, we come to the next definition, that is also, this is called the leading coefficient. So if I highlight it just for your convenience, that what is meant by the coefficient of leading coefficient. So leading coefficient is actually the highest power. So as I explained you here that in the above example, I can say that this is the polynomial of degree 3, because the highest power or the leading power contains the power 3. If it is, for example, 5x is to power 4, then it will be the polynomial of degree 4. So this is a point that leading coefficient of the polynomial just explained. Now, highest power is called of x is called the leading coefficient. Leading coefficient is this is what I want to tell you. The 5 is if I just highlight it separately like this one. This 5, I have written two things. One, I have written the degree. I want to explain you the word degree. Just giving you some idea that what I am telling you. I have explained you the meaning of the degree, how we will identify what is the degree of the polynomial. And I also want to add here that what is the leading coefficient. So leading coefficient is another definition. So leading coefficient is 5 here. In this example, if I which I have just explained you, because we are just going to see the same sort of questions in the exercise in a moment. So leading coefficient is 5 in this above example. Now, if we come back to the topic, this is about 2x4, y3, it is a polynomial and two variables. You can see that x and y, two variables are being used, and all the variables have the power as non-negative integers. 4, 3, 2, 2, and 8 x is for 1. This expression or this algebraic expression contains two variables, x and y. Even I told you when I was writing on the page that you can take even three variables, x, y, z can be used as well. So it is a polynomial with two variables. And how to identify that what is the degree 7? So you will see there that if you have two variables, if I write some example right below here somewhere, just for your convenience, if I write the same thing which is written like 2x, y, I hope that you will listen it carefully, like this one. I have to take some power, like if I type here x is to power 4, and then I write here x is to power 3. So you will see that now it was the topic is about that how to identify that if we have two variables and how to identify what is the degree of the polynomial. So for that case, we will see that if we have the such terms like x is to power 4, y is to power 4, they are being multiplied in fact. So you have to add the power of 4 and a y of power of y. Like in this case, you can see that 4 plus 3, 4 plus 3, it will become 7. So this is how we are deciding about that. If we have the composite term or a polynomial having two variables x, y, for example, then we will see in which term the sum is the greatest. Like 4 plus 3, sum is a 7, so this will become that polynomial with degree 7. But in this example, in the what is written right here, if you add up 2 and 4, x raised to power 2, y raised to power 2, it will become 4. So in all the terms, we will notice from, we will observe from each term of the polynomial that which contains the greatest sum. So whatever will be the greatest sum, it will become the degree of the polynomial. Now we quickly come to the next definition, because this was a definition which demands a lot of explanation, lot of terms are written there, and these are the definitions which needs to be learned very well. And obviously you will write these terms in your copies and you will learn it by heart, because I told you before that all these definitions are the part of the curriculum and they appear in the board exam as well. Now the next definition is called the rational expression. It is very similar to the rational number, but you cannot say that what is rational number, the same rational number can be written as rational expression. There is a difference. So the difference is that I also want to tell you that in next 3 minutes the meeting will be over, and then we will reconnect shortly after 2 to 3 minutes. Fine. So stay connected. We have to study today. This is the last definition which I'm going to explain. Then I will go directly to the exercise, and we will start with the numericals from exercise 4.1. So if I quote one example for rational numbers, if I write it like this one, if you remember, I just quote one example. You must have learned that, for example, we write 4 over 5, suppose. And you keep it in your mind that all the numbers which were written in P over Q form, those were defined as a rational numbers. Fine. I hope that you will remember it in the chapter number 2. P over Q form is called the rational numbers. So my point is that 4 over 5 is a rational number. Fine. Similarly, but 4 over 5 is a rational number. Rational number and rational expressions are different in a way that a quotient, that a fraction written in the form P of x over Q of x. Please close your mic if you are opening it again. Please close it, don't disturb. So if the quotient is Px over Qx of two polynomials, then P of x and Q of x. So P of x and Q of x, it is a coefficient. You can see that it is written in this form. P of x should be a polynomial and Q of x should be a polynomial. We should have two polynomials. If you look at the example, term written in the numerator is a polynomial. It contains x raised to power 1, that is a positive integer. So 2x plus 1 is a polynomial. Similarly, the term which is written in the denominator, this is also a polynomial. Two should be the polynomials, one in the numerator and another one in the denominator. If one of the term, either in numerator or in denominator, is not a polynomial, it will not be a rational expression. So keep it in your mind that rational expressions must contain two polynomials, one in the numerator and another one into the denominator. Okay, please ask some question. Because this is the last definition which before starting the exercise, then I will reconnect. Please ask the question in the last minute so that then we will reconnect it. Yes, you want to ask anything, students? Okay, I am disconnecting it and then we will reconnect in the shortly under the same circumstances, same password IDs, and then we will start the meeting again. Fine.